Nice to meet you. Hey, sir.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure. Hey, nice to meet you.
Guys, make sure we get in the camera. Make sure you're inside of the speaker.
So speaker above your head. You better be inside of it. We won't see you.
Very tight this way. When you're ready.
Hey.
So picture this. You walk into your friend's house with your guitar and you left your own shoe untied, so you tripped and fall over and you're thinking to yourself, I have a guitar case, my guitar won't break, right? You don't realize until you get to your friend's house and open your guitar case that your guitar has snapped in half. Now you're thinking to yourself, why would I have a guitar case if it's not going to even protect my guitar? The exact thing it's designed for. Well, we at Los Riffs promise to give you a more protective, a more customizable, and a guitar case that's suited for your needs. Hi, my name is Feliciano Santiago. I'm the CFO of Los Riffs.
I'm Jaime Rodriguez. I'm the CTO of Los Riffs.
Hello, I am Elias Beaumontes. I am the co-CTO of Los Riffs.
My name is Santiago Garrido, and I'm the Secretary of Los Riffs.
My name is Luis Torres. I'm the CMO of Los Riffs.
Hi, my name is Jaden Reyes, and I'm the CEO of Los Riffs. This is Mercy Tapia. He's a 25-year-old living here in California, and right now he's on tour. When presented with the idea for a case, he thought it was a cool idea, the customizable, all the pictures you can put on there, endless possibilities. But the first thing that he told us was that how protective is our case, because the CSA system doesn't have a good reputation.
The problem. So, as stated in our elevator pitch, guitar cases aren't as protective as they may seem, sometimes only protecting the backside or just the corners of the guitar case. Another problem that we face is that guitar cases aren't as creative as the person playing the guitar.
So our solution is a guitar case that's more protective and customizable. We could go from basic customization, as you can see on the top and on the far right, to the most extreme customization right here on the left. Now, what do we value? We value creativity. We want our customers to show what they really express themselves through their music throughout their case. We value customization. So say they want wheels on their guitar if they don't want to, carry it in a luggage form, or if they want a strap to make it like a backpack sort of way. And we also value top quality.
So of course with the idea, we're going to have competition. And right now we have two of our biggest competitors, which is Colton cases and Benedict art cases. Both provide protection with their carbon fiber and their leather cases for cushioning, but aren't really on the customizable side, as you can only really change the color from the inside and the outside with the outside layer and then the fur on the inside. Comfortable. Benedict art cases are made with leather, so we would believe that it would be really nice to just have and walk around with it. But Colton cases are big and heavy, made out of mainly just carbon fiber and the plastic handle, so we didn't think it would be as comfortable. And Benedict Colton cases start at $1,500, and Benedict art cases start at €9.95. We at Los Riffs would provide you the protection in even more customizable opportunities and a comfortable guitar case starting at $550. So, how are we going to get our word out there? How are they going to know Los Riffs? Well, they're going to know us from our social media when we keep constant updates on the new things you can put on your case, plus just tuning into what progress we're making each and every day. We will want to talk to them on either through our phone number, if not our company email, to make sure we have a one-on-one conversation, making sure their time and their money is being well spent, which then will equal a happy customer.
So here's our campaign timeline. On the first day, we're going to release our ad. On the fourth day, we are going to gather data from said ad. On the seventh day, we are going to further develop from what we were able to gather from them. And on the 14th day, we are going to be releasing more ads fit our customers from what we were able to gather.
And here's our ad.
Your sound is personal. Your style is original. So why should your guitar case be any different? With Los Riffs, you get a case that is built to protect your industry and decide to show off who you are. With custom artwork, durable materials, and protection you can trust. All in one case. Los Riffs will make you through.
Alright, so our landing page is what the customers are going to click on our link and it's going to take them here. And we're going to have a pre-order form so we can collect our customers' email to see how have like a data gathering on how many potential customers we have in our shareholder right now. So for now, they'll just like reserve their list on our website. And our definition of success is collecting a big amount of our customers' emails, and we want creativity within our community by the guitarists being able to show off their interest through the art cases. Like say you love like street art, like graffiti, then you could put that on your guitar case and you could show it off to other people, like on an Instagram post. And we want to have good relationships with our customers and trust with them, so we don't want to like screw them over in any ways, and we're going to be incredibly honest with them.
Now obviously with everything comes market size. Now market size consists of TAM, SAM, and SOM. Now TAM is total addressable market. As stated earlier in the customer segment, if they fit our criteria and our ideal customer, if we manage to sell every single Mauricio Tapia in California, we'll make around $115 million. Our SAM is our serviceable addressable market, the people of the city of Fresno. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get everyone in California as we don't have worldwide shipping yet. So our SAM will be around 18 million, closing in on $20 million. And our SOM is our share of market, the amount of people we believe we could turn into paying customers. And that number is going to be 1.8 million or closer to $2 million. And now we're going to talk about the cost. So like stated earlier by my CEO, the price is going to start at $550. We're going to be using 280 of the $550 in order to make the guitar, and we'll be walking away with $270 in pure profit. Of course, we want to make sure this stays affordable, but we also need to ensure that we're going to be able to make money and continue making and producing these guitar cases for everyone to enjoy.
Now, for our assumptions, we hope that our ad brings a lot of customers viewing our ad, potentially being on the list of pre-orders. We want customers that are willing to pay $500. If they can't, then we'll try to bring down the price to their liking, or if not, lay less on the customization end. We want our musicians to show off their our product through their social media, basically like marketing, not marketing. What's the word? Promoting ourselves. And basically word to mouth when, within the bands, local communities, and schools.
And here are our socials, our Gmail, our Instagram, and our Google phone number where you could call or message us about any questions or concerns you have for you or your guitar case. Thank you for your time.
Can I go first?
Go for it.
I have 6 guitars, so I'm gonna start really. I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
So, the 2 things I didn't hear you talk about, is it only electric guitars or is it acoustic guitars?
It's any type of guitar. It would be any type of guitar. Guitar, bass, ukulele, anything. Any type of guitar.
So, what components do you think I'm most concerned about?
I think would be the weight and protection.
It's machine heads, neck, and toggle switches and pickup switches. Those are the things that get broken. So how does your product protect those things?
Okay. So within the inside of our cases, we're going to add thermoplastic polishing mesh, which basically absorbs hit on impact. On the outside, of course, we're going to add rubber, so it's like also absorbs the impact. Plenty of more memory foam to memory foam to basically ensure the safetiness of the guitar. and as well as we're gonna add plastic beams. So if it lands like, say, face forward or like down, the plastic beams will also like disengage the impact as well.
And can your cases also adapt to a humidifier inside?
Well, that's a part of the customization. If we will have like a, option, or you could tell us personally through our email or our phone number if you can make it adaptable, and of course we'll install that feature.
Because the video that you showed with the Taylor case, that was a 300 series Taylor guitar. We call it a case. So Taylor cases are very expensive. They're really nice.
Yeah.
So how are you going to customize each guitar because there's so many different models? So how are you going to do that and make it so it fits every guitar, because it has to basically fit the shape of the guitar?
Yeah. So it is gonna be tailored to like each and every guitar. We're gonna send like a form so you guys could give us the information of the width, the size, basically every little aspect of your guitar, so we could tailor it within the case.
Okay. I love the idea that you're addressing this because cases are super expensive, and I would love to have you just see a prototype of what you're working on. So there are some people in town you could possibly talk to in Tower that basically rebuild guitars, and they make custom cases as well. I think I still have their contact information, but I love the idea. I think this is the first ever, unless I've missed something here, that you've ever come up with addressing new guitar cases and making them more cost effective. So kudos to you. I'd love to see a prototype, and if I can help in any way, please let me know. And I love how you're dressed. Like, that already is awesome.
Thank you so
Good
much.
job. I'll let other people go, but I'll probably have more questions. So
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Exactly what Ken said. You guys set the bar just with your attire and coming in and having eye contact and, being those professionals. So thank you for doing that. Yeah, super unique. So I'm very curious, who plays the guitar? All of you? Or this side of the room?
Basically, half of our group.
Two of us have been learning for like.
I'm just running the right now.
and he started-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you already saw this as a problem?
Yeah.
Oh,
Something
yes, very much. We don't have my case right now, but it's a Roadrunner case, and that's, I think, around $180. And I did show him. He can, naturally,
Yeah.
but like super, it was just glued on. The outside is just glued on. Everything's like, you can like literally, not even too much force and take everything off.
So that would be even cool, right? To share in your pitch that this is the problem, look it, and what you're wanting to, what your solution is to that. I again think it's a really cool idea because it is super unique. How in the world are you going to have these at that affordable price? What happens when you guys go to Tower and you get like 60 people that want one in a month? How are you going to do it?
That's a problem that I feel like we don't address right now, as in like we're barely starting out, and we still have to make sure that we have suppliers and everything we need to make those cases. So as from now, the most important thing is to get our information out, make sure that, hey, we have this idea, and later future we might actually start producing some of these. So when we have the time to maybe show you a prototype or show you maybe an actual customer that bought one from this, we're gonna be on this fetch, this date, that you can basically come and look at our cases. I think that's the most important part.
Because for you to probably pre-order some of those materials, because you want to maybe buy them in some sort of bulk, so you're getting a discount. Yeah, bless you. Yeah, cool idea, great job. I really enjoyed it, so well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm with her on the, how are you gonna make them, right? We talked about this, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be, something very important. Who's gonna make it? Where are you gonna get the supplies from, right? And kind of marking as it's all made here in the U.S. too. Like, this isn't some case that's made in China. You want something that's good quality, right?
Yes.
So I think that's good to focus on. Love the presentation. Good job, guys. Very proud of you. Very good.
Thank you.
And I came from the cell phone industry. I worked in the cell phone industry one time, and I'm sure everyone here has heard of OtterBox cases, right? When they first came out, like, that was like, if you wanted to protect your phone, you bought an OtterBox. right? So I
That's
think
true.
like if you can brand yourself to being that type of product where when people buy a guitar case, be like, oh, I gotta get that most Riffs
We are
case,
the auto,
you know?
auto box of
Yeah,
guitars.
exactly. So that could, you know, I think if you can build that brand, because there's, I don't know, there's probably not very many companies out there that market that way when it comes to guitar cases, anything. So yeah, I think that's your way to go right there.
Yeah.
And then as far as the, you mentioned, you know, someone might not want to spend $500 on a case. Maybe you guys can have different levels, because that OtterBox did that too. They had one that was like $30 that protected it, but it wasn't like the $50 case. You know what I mean? That gives you like full protection. So I think if you kind of get different levels, so that someone who's cost conscious, they can go like the lower level, and someone who's okay spending a little more money, and then they go up.
Or to that point, like a warranty, right? So if
Oh yeah,
something
and a
does
warranty.
happen-
Yeah, that's a good point, because OtterBox had that
Yeah.
warranty on the phone. And I think I mentioned to you guys, networking with local musicians is huge. I think there's so many local musicians that are performing almost on a nightly basis here in Fresno. So getting out there and talking with them and letting them know what you're doing and having your contact info, I guarantee you guys will gain some traction there, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
So, I don't like that Gmail. Is there any reason? What's the those 12 ifs?
Yeah.
So just see if you can find the one that actually has your name as close as you can get it, like your Instagram. I'm just going to point that out because that threw me off as part of the presentation. But overall, you guys are amazing. You're professional. You're well dressed. You can speak to it. Half of you actually are users of the product, I would imagine, potentially. So that's great. Go back one slide. I like this. I like that you're going after your customer demographic. So let me just throw a few things at you, and all of this is going to be written in the sheet you're going to get back today. I think it was really amazing and great that you actually started with the story. Great job. Start with the story. All right, so that was great. How many of you play music? That's perfect. I think it might be cool to show the competitors' cases to see what those look like for us. You know, in the beginning of your presentation showed a giant rectangle. So then I was questioning whether yours is going to be shaped like a guitar or a giant rectangle. And I would imagine musicians like the cool factor of walking around with a guitar-shaped case versus a giant rectangle. I don't know. I don't have a guitar. I just have robots. So I don't know. But it's just something to think about. Did you survey anybody who plays music?
We surveyed over there in Fresno City College, and more than half of them had like a problem with their cases being too cheap, like just made of like thin plastic,
Gotcha.
and they would usually rip around like 4 months into it.
Okay, that's good. The last team before you, they actually said that they surveyed actual people. So that's good to know that you guys are actually surveying who your potential customers are. If you're going to run an ad, show people playing a guitar and that type of thing, but don't actually show another case, especially if that's not going to be your case. So show people playing guitar leaning against a couch or something, or wherever guitars hang out, and then show that, but don't show the actual case if you don't have a prototype of your case. With that being said, come up with the prototype. I don't care how cheap it is. I don't care if it's made of cardboard, 3D printed, even if it's real tiny that people can hold in their hand. Come up with a prototype this school year. You know what I mean? So you have to grind and make that happen. What's the shape? Cost. Go back to the cost really quickly. Does your cost include everything, including shipping, everything?
Shipping.
Everything. So you want to go through everything that is potentially inside of getting that case made, but include that too. I'm sure some of the other judges will ask about, is that the right price or not? So break down everything. Definitely practice the benefits of your product so that everyone on the team can answer that question. All of you should be able to answer that question. Let's see. And make sure that, above all, when you get ready to run your actual ad campaign, that it goes to a landing page and not a Google form. you're going to be learning how to create a landing page that includes a form, but you're not going to take it to a Google form. So make sure it goes to a landing page that has your branding, your messaging, maybe even some images of your prototypes. So just be aware, do not take your ad to a Google form. You're going to take people to a landing page that has your branding that you control. And then I'll pass it on to everyone else. But overall, great job.
Great job, gentlemen. Enjoyed the presentation. Very professional. I love the dress. You guys are good at shaking hands and looking folks in the eye, and that will take you far. Great job projecting and communicating your message. That was clear. A couple things to note. Glad we're at this page. I was going to actually come back here too. Out of curiosity, how did you come up with the price? Most of the time, it's either value-based pricing or cost-based pricing. How did you come up with $550?
So we just gathered, instead of buying materials, we just gathered information on the price online, going to their actual website, anything that would be like wood, fur, everything that actually would go into the guitar case, plus also colors and everything. So everything is calculated and based on the 12% of taxes here in California, or President.
Okay, so it sounds like it's cost-based pricing, and then you did what, a standard 20% markup? What kind of markup did you do to?
Around like markup as what?
Like once you calculated all the cost for the unit, the bag, how did you mark up the price so you would have a profit margin?
So after we got the pricing, we decided to check how much it was, and it turned out to be $280, and we thought that we should charge around close to double amount to ensure that we can continue to produce it. Because I learned that if you're selling something, you should try to at least make sure you can make double of it. So just in case you do, which we are planning to include an insurance policy, you won't have to worry as much as if you do implement the insurance policy, someone breaks it. As you can see here, the prices are very similar to how much we'll make out of it and how much it would cost to make. So if we include an insurance policy for, I don't know, $50 more, and if they do break it, we can still provide the guitar case and be safe from any financial struggle.
Okay, good. Main thing I want to say is just make sure you know your numbers, right? Make sure you understand how you even got to 550. Make sure that you understand the cost breakdown, cost implications that could be associated with it. Like he was saying, all of it, right? All of it. Distribution, shipping, all the things that could be incorporated, because I see a lot of times entrepreneurs think revenue and they're really revenue heavy, but they're not taking into consideration the cost implications. And you want to make sure that you think about that on the front end, because that's going to save you a lot of money on the back end. As he was mentioning, make sure you're always trying to drive your customers back to your landing page. Is you're trying to convert them, well, you want to drive people back to your landing page to convert them into customers, right? Everyone that actually is enamored or intrigued with your product doesn't mean that they are customers, right? You want to drive them back to the landing page so that there are opportunities for them to be converted. And so make sure you think about that as well. The other thing that I would say is the physical manifestation of the product, right? I believe that if you were to actually have the product here in its physical form versus a competitor's product, it would be very powerful if you could demonstrate the difference between the two. And so having a physical product in the flesh right here, rather than just visual, physical manifestation of the product could really bode well if you're looking for potential investors, or if you're trying to actually sell a big-time client on distributing your product. So just keep that in mind as you move forward, having a physical manifestation of the product, not just your product, but maybe even generic competitor's product, and don't have their name on it. Having that here to demonstrate the difference of quality between the two could go a long way. I'm not a guitar user, and so I'm not necessarily well versed in guitar bags, protections, all that stuff. But I do know the physical demonstrations, or the product demonstrations, oftentimes go a long way whenever you're presenting. Good job. Thank you.
Gentlemen, I feel like I need to go home and dress better because you guys are so well done. Thank you for looking professional, acting the part. Right?
I think to the points that were made earlier, I won't continue to beat this, but there's some dissonance in my mind when I think about it seems like you guys sold it as, okay, these other cases are expensive, so we're gonna offer these at a cheaper price point, right? And yet you're offering something that's customizable, right? That meets a need that is not currently met. And so in my mind, there's some dissonance around, wait a minute, you're giving me something better for less? What's the catch? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so in my mind, I'm trying to work that out as we're looking through the financials and we're looking through these things, and you're telling me, I'm gonna do it cheaper than Taylor does it. I'm gonna do it cheaper than this company. Well, those companies have been doing it for a while, so what have they not figured out to be able to offer it at a cheaper price? Does that make sense? So that's where I think some of these questions come from around, like, wait, how'd you come up with that? And I'm thinking about shipping that was brought up earlier. I'm not shipping this, right? I'm shipping a case, right? What's that cost, right? Wherever that's going. And so knowing those pieces, right, is going to be really important around making sure that my numbers make financial sense in the long run, right? Outside of that, I think I was grateful that Ken asked the question. I have a guitar. I don't play it. My kids do. I play the ukulele because I'm Hawaiian and I can wrap my head around 4 strings, not 6. Okay. So, but same issue with ukuleles, right? Where I've got a couple of broken ones actually for the very reasons you guys are talking about, right? Now they're decorations. Okay. So I see a need for it. I'll say that, right? And I feel the need for it. Okay. What I didn't quite catch, you guys did a great job of like outlining some of like, here's the issue, all those things. What I didn't hear until the question was asked was, how did you solve it, right? And when we say, how did you solve it, you said, we're gonna protect your guitar. Okay, how, right? Everybody says, I have a, well, there's a case, there's a case, there's a case. What's the difference with yours, right? So when you brought up, I'm gonna try and quote you here, thermoplastic polyethylene mesh, is that right? Something like this?
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, it just like rattled off the tongue. It was awesome. Well done. Okay, when you brought that up, don't make me ask that question, right? You should be telling me, this is why my case is better. And to the point that Andre, my new friend Andre here, right, he brought up this idea that if you were to make a comparison between them, so if you had the actual product, as these gentlemen mentioned, right, then I could feel that, touch it, that would be the absolute apex, right? Short of that, at least explain to me, right, why is it different, right? Ours does this, theirs doesn't. Ours does this, theirs doesn't, right? What are those things that make it different? To differentiate yourselves, right? So that I understand how you're meeting that need better. So that's just one thought. Landing page warranty offer. Expected time from order to delivery. I'm just curious. You don't need to answer that. That's a rhetorical question, right? But if you're customizing it, how long between the time that I land on your page and I order this thing, between the time that I'm going to get it and show up to my door? I'm also curious just around when you guys mentioned, okay, so is it materials that are customizable? Is it the size of the thing that's customizable? Is it that it's fitted to my guitar? Or is it the design of it that's customizable? Or is it the actual graphics on the case that are customizable? Or is it all of the above? I'm not sure. You guys may know, that's fine, all right? But knowing what those things are. And then I was thinking, if you have artists, right, and in your promotional piece, if you have artists that are going to hopefully promote your case, my next question is, to Kent's point, he knows what a tailored, what was it, 300 cases? There you go. I have no, that's a black case. I don't know what that thing is, right?
It's a nice case.
But he's saying that's a nice case. Why does he know what that is? Because it's not customized, right? Because they're all the same on a Taylor 300 case, I'm guessing, because otherwise he wouldn't know what that was. Does that make sense? Okay, so he has that case. So my question to you becomes, if my model is to promote, to be able to say, this artist uses our case, how would I know that? Because they're all different. Does that make sense? So just some thoughts. But I love the idea that they're going to promote your case, right? And maybe you start, hey, they had this specific design, and now that's what was the artist that you used? What was the name of the artist? Mauricio Tabe. This is the Mauricio Tabe, right? And it shows his design, and you go, oh, I like him. I want a design like his. Maybe you offer that specifically, right? Just things to think through around what's customizable and what's. But great job.
Yeah, great job. Thank you. Thank you.
Well done.